technical issues, and now Tommy is lost into exploring Antti Oksa's extreme car. Tommy, we're live.
Yeah, we can do it from here.
Yeah, just remember when you're talking, everyone can hear you. We actually have the legend himself here, right next to Tommy, Antti Oksa. Remember seeing this car back in 2010 and being one of the real trailblazers of building extreme cars in the Scandinavian time attack scene, together with Christian Waltonen and other guys. So it's still alive, and we hope to see it. We will definitely see it at King of Finland, but we hope to see it in Sweden as well. It's been a long time, but it's obviously still crazy, and something that will really make everyone old school enthusiastic again, as the Audi S2 is like one of those platforms that used to be so popular to build tuning cars on, and now you can barely see them, and they're collector's cars. So that's a nice way to actually say that King of Finland, and actually all our events as in general, such a great platform for anyone interested in building an old school do-it-yourself car in your garage, to anyone who has a supercar they bought, like a Porsche GT3 RS or anything, to a BMW M model, to bring it out just factory performance, try it out, try the limits, and then of course the extreme cars like these. So there's something for everyone, and now even the EV platform, who are discovering that you can race them on the track. You're gonna figure out the compromises and how to improve them, but you can do it, and you can have just as fun as all the people. So we'll do a platform that embraces everyone who has a love for these things, like the lap times and improving their car and themselves. And yeah, speaking of extreme cars, let's go on, because Tommy is obviously really happy to just enjoy. Look at that smile. Tommy, are you gonna buy this car? Yeah, he's lost in the mix. Tog hans mick eller? Okay, so we're gonna hear Tommy speak Finnish while I'll try to explain everything going on here. Here's another nice guy who has been around for a while. In Sweden, the Scandinavian Touring Car Championship actually went into total war with another upcoming racing championship called TTA that introduced the Solution F silhouette mid-engine cars. A really strong performance package back in the day. And then when they all stopped that and went back to the TCR cars, the really boring front-wheel drive TCR cars, then privateers started buying these chassis. So this is an old West Coast Racing BMW that Tom Varelius has bought, and Waltonen Motorsport has improved quite a lot, so it's like twin turbo. I think you can actually get a glimpse of that. So these were naturally aspirated from the beginning. I think it was like 400 or 450 horsepower. Now it's probably like 800, so like double the power up. And yeah, Tom is definitely coming to Sweden to race, and he's coming to King of Finland. Another one of these extreme cars you hear so much about. Actually, here is himself. So we're gonna get some interviews with all these drivers separately, and we're gonna release them in our channel. So right now I'm just letting you guys come along behind the scenes and see what we have cooking here in Finland at this launching event of King of Finland, the genesis of taking the concept, the only professional, I guess, time attack championship in the world, the series, to Finland as well. Because there's just so much, not just the enthusiasm, but the amount of knowledge and experience in building these cars. It's like probably at the same level, and in some areas even higher than in Sweden. So come on, let's go.
Joo, ovesta ei pysty ottaa tukea kyllä.
One of the newer EV platforms. We did the first EV Mantorp Park this summer. And we had 4 different manufacturers coming over, battling it out for the first time. Oh, you're back.
I'm back, yes.
Yeah, you got a bit
had the mic on all the time, so I don't know what you heard about me talking.
Probably all the miserable things you said.
Yeah, but luckily it was in Finnish, so you didn't understand.
Yeah, it's nice to see Antti's car again. It's nice to see also, like, there are so many. I think that's one of the main things we want to explore. That there are so many nice, not just time attack cars, but just tuning cars in general in Finland that are just, I guess, standing in the garage.
Yeah.
And there is of course
cars like these amazing builds that are like specific for time attack.
And there are more of them as well.
Yeah.
And that's why King of Finland will be
like
so.
One of them only.
Yes.
Like, can have the numbers, but huge lot of cars that are waiting for having the competition of taking the car out of the garage and bring it to the track. And I hope the King of Finland will be one of those events finally.
Especially since we do it and we like sort of decided it will like fit in the rhythm of the Scandinavian Time Attack Championship, but also that it opens up the season.
Yes.
It will be like the obvious way to test out your car and have fun the first thing you do. I was talking about EVs, by the way, and how Mantorp was, it's actually Kirsi Immonen.
Yes.
One of the main actors in the King of Finland concept.
She's responsible of all EV in this concept.
Yeah, so like a reference, yesterday she did an event with 902
Teslas.
Just doing a light show, just showing up and doing a light show.
Yes.
And we had 4 different brands of EVs on Mantorp this year, so it will be a lot of fun to explore this growing segment of people. Like, it's like this, there's not much difference in my opinion between someone who like, oh, I want to build on my old Saab.
Yeah.
Because I had this car, I'm gonna keep it, I want to explore how far I can push it. I would say the spirit is the same for EV drivers, apart from having a ton of performance and technology.
Straight from factory.
Yes, but they also want to see how far can I take this platform.
Yes, exactly, and we have a side program also for that outside of the championship that in future there will be more and more development with these EV platforms.
Yes,
and
you're more or less starting a team that will like lead the advancement and packaging of racing with a battery powered car.
Yes, and that's one of the important projects that me and Kirsi are trying to push on during the time that we are also making this championship.
Yes, because as usual, like we've had these pioneers with extreme cars, and like Valtonen, I always credit Valtonen for being like someone who inspired people to actually do it. Or to keep doing it. Like we have now, we have the R8 team, we have Autogruppen, we have so many teams that keep inspiring people to come into the low level, which is like a great segue to Christopher Rask's car.
Well, for
this
example,
is not the lowest car class, but it's still like a
he's
very
working on this car
streetable
for years, but he started like platform that I want to go in the low level, and I want to join like club that he's running now. That this car, it's road legal. He used this weekly, so it doesn't mean that your car needs to be only trailer queen if you want to do time attack. You can take any of your road cars and bring it to the race and then slowly start modifying it.
I'm glad you said that, because for me, who has been in this industry for over 10 years, you could think that, oh, for me, I only care about extreme cars.
Yes.
And I do care for them. They're like the most important thing to inspire. These lunatics need to inspire people to do what, in my opinion, right now is the most important thing, is to make people take the first step.
Yes.
Like Christopher did, like he keeps doing. He has a street car. He keeps improving it to be strong on the track and be more safe on the track, more comfortable on the track, but he still drives it to and from events.
Exactly.
That's what I feel.
And it's really important that those kind of people feel welcome also into these events.
Yes, not just as car builders, but as normal people who like want to go on the weekend and come home and have a really good time.
And also other products from us also get benefit that side, doing the pace race or
Yes, that's a lot of things that we're working on to make time attack as accessible to everyone as possible who wants to push themselves and to keep developing their cars and be a part of a community where everyone is welcome as long as you have love for performance cars, more or less.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
moving to another EV,
Yes.
another brand. We don't have just Teslas, even though Kirsi is like the queen of
Queen
Teslas.
of Teslas now, yes.
Yes, for sure.
But here we have a strong competitor for Teslas. BMW have brought the M4i or MI4. I have to check because I'm not sure about the mark or brand. M50 is this one, like M4 i50. i4 M50. Ah, okay. So
we are noobs. We know time attack, but we are
as
noobs.
you can see, we don't have. We kind of know everything about these brands, but I respect all these cars because I've seen these at the track, and the way these behave are really strong. Like they are really great, straight from factory. They are ready to compete in anywhere. Just use the tires that you have on it already, then or slap some track tires that you prefer to use, and they go. It's ready.
Yeah.
So
an exciting thing, we have been talking to companies also, because it's important that the whole business side of this works.
yes,
That companies who are selling products or selling services relatable to this support us. So the thing that we really hit that I thought was interesting is that right now EVs are still a new thing on the track.
yes,
So they're like, oh, I want to improve this. And they're like, but there are no products, or nobody knows really what to do.
for example, the tire markets.
Yeah.
The options are quite limited, but I think that in near future that will change drastically. Like we will have a lot more options to choose from, different sizes.
Yeah.
And for example, the BMW, this one, it's running
That's probably
19-inch wheels.
Yeah.
So that's not even so high. Most of the EV cars are running 20 or 21.
Yeah.
But it's on the range from 19 to 21 inches. So tire options are quite limited on that side, but it's still great at this point. EV classes, most of the cars, they run like street legal tires that are designed to do track days. But in future, I would love to see some tire brand a track specific tire that fits EV.
And that was the
That would
point.
change the whole game, because somebody who got the access to the tire first would be like, they would have great advantage over anyone else.
Yeah, and this is where I was trying to make the point where there's a lot of exciting market opportunities for companies who like to build this movement within the EV, that you can track them as well, and that you need special products and you have to compromise, fine. But there are opportunities here, and that's where we want to see both fans and drivers, but also companies see that, yeah, we want to support this, of course.
Yes.
Even if it's like 5% of EV owners that do track days, hell yeah, that's a nice little...
Yeah, with the amount of drivers the EVs do at the track, like past year that we had track days for EVs only, we had in total like 400 or 500 drivers coming to the events.
Yeah.
So quite huge number, in my opinion.
And just the basic things that you and me, we're like, well, we have to buy a car, we want the track date, yeah, okay. Brakes, tires, and like seats.
Yeah,
or something like that. And just the basic stuff. But for EV drivers, this is like new stuff to discover.
They are still trying to discover those ones.
Yeah. So that would be fun to have them introduced to that community.
And I think this is your favorite of this day.
Yes, it is, because I have a lot of history importing these. But this is an actual Nissan Skyline GTR, the BCNR 33 generation. The one that people called like a bit of the ugly duckling, because it was so understated. If you go to the front of the car, this one has been upgraded, but it's usually known that this was the more understated. It was actually more modern at the time. They actually introduced so many different things that made it so nice to drive on the highway. Yes. Of course, you lost some of the whole Godzilla feeling of the previous generation, but then you got something that made it very tolerable and comfortable, yet had a performance for its age in abundance. So what I want to say with this car, and seeing that a car like this will show up on King of Finland, that's one of the strengths of Time Attack, because racing for all its adrenaline rushed crazy moments, Time Attack actually eliminates a lot of risks.
Yeah. Yes.
You're on the limit, you're pushing yourself in the car, there's always risks involved on a track, but for putting your car in a performance atmosphere, you are really limiting the risks by doing a time attack. You're competing against the clock, against yourself, and then, you know, the competition, it won't be about who was over the finish line first. So classic cars like these, or classic race cars even, that people are really afraid to damage, but they are not afraid to use them on the track. For them, Time Attack is perfect. Just look at stuff like Goodwood Festival.
If you felt like you ever wanted to do track days, that you want to like do your best at the track and you want to use your car, like even though it's rare, you can bring it to Time Attack, because that's like upgrade the track days.
Yes.
At the same.
Because there's fewer attendance and people know what they do.
It's still hard competition.
Yeah.
It makes your heart pounding and palms sweaty every time you go to the track. You have to be precise, that you don't make mistakes, because driving on the limit is one of the most hardest things that you can ever do. And you have to perform your best every time. But yeah, we have these cool cars here. What should we do?
Yeah, one more, that we have actually a company that came here and supported us, showed a lot of these base level products on how to get started. I just wanted to go over that, because I feel
can quickly check that also.
One thing that, even though I've been in this game for over 10 years, you always have blind spots and you always find things to improve. And one thing we really need to improve, like we just mentioned before, that we need to make beginners feel welcome and make everything feel easy for beginners. And to have partnerships with companies that you make that phone call. You don't have to Google stuff for 10 hours. You make that phone call, or you even go down to the shop and you have auto racing here in Finland.
Yes, for example.
One of the biggest companies when it comes to aftermarket safety here. Also
today
other
they
brands.
have like karting equipment, also race car equipment, drivers equipment.
Yeah.
Few options of the even race fuel, I think they had here.
Yes. So they have a bit of finger in most type of parts, like you said about fuel and tires. So we need to be even better, and that's one of the things we will change now with the brand changing, becoming something more of a, let's say, being more responsible for the community.
Yes.
And all the stuff involved, not just Time Attack. Time Attack is our crown jewel, it's our main product, it's what gets people addicted to compete against the clock, compete against themselves, improve their lap times. But that we build the whole community and the structure around it. That's something we will definitely prioritize and do long-term investments in, so to say, into make everything easier for those interested in like starting to be addicted to lap times.
Yes, exactly. But I think we have a light show starting here, so if it's time for us to quit the live for now and continue with interviews, we will post a lot more content.
Just make like one of these gangster quick shots of Kirsi. She's the queen of EVs in Finland, and a huge part of King of Finland happening. So there she is. She's a bit camera shy in English, but you will see a lot from her in the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mikke, for this live session.
Yeah. Thank you, Tommy.
Let's continue with interviews, and then we have a lot more to post during these upcoming weeks.
We will film a lot of content here, do interviews with people, so we will post that in the, for now, timeattacknew.se channels, but big changes are coming, and
keep that in mind. With those words, thank you.